Welcome to Goodwood, a show about board games. I've decided I have too many, so I've created this channel to play as many of them as possible and decide which I will keep and which I'll send on a space rocket to the moon. Today we're looking at Splendor, a small quick playing game for 2 to 4 players that you can finish in about half an hour. Splendor has been out for a long time, and it is, to my surprise, my second most played game. Here are the basic rules, and they're not very complicated. On the table there are a selection of gems. There's also a selection of cards that you can buy in the middle. On the bottom left is their cost in gems. For example, this card costs 3 white, 3 green and 2 black gems, and in the top left is how many points they're worth if you buy it. The first person to get 15 points total will be the winner, and therefore the greatest gem crafter in the whole of the land of the Splendor. On your turn, you choose to either take some gems, buy a card using the gems you've got, or reserve a card. Reserving means you take a card into your hand so that you can save it for yourself and buy it later, and if you do that, you also get a gold gem immediately, which counts as any of the other 4 colours. And by and large, that's it. That's Splendor. Okay, I haven't explained everything, but what's the game? One issue is that the cards that are worth more points cost a lot of gems, sometimes more than the 10 you're able to own at any one time. The solution? The cards you buy through the game not only give you points, but also count as a permanent gem in that colour for the rest of the game. This creates a dilemma. When do you buy cheaper cards to get more permanent gems? And when do you just save up to buy the more expensive cards, which in the end are what give you points? So this is an efficiency puzzle. So what? Sounds boring. Well, as you play the game more and you play with the same group, you start to find ways of messing with your opponents. First off, there's a limited number of gems available. What if you only need 1 more ruby to buy this card, but then your opponent takes the last ruby? They didn't even need rubies, they just took it because they could tell you were trying to buy that card. Evil. Okay, I finally got enough rubies, now I can buy that card? Wrong. Someone else has reserved it. They didn't even have enough gems, they reserved it just so I wouldn't get it. Dastardly. Oh good, I've got 13 points. I only need to buy this card and then I'll win the game? Wrong again. Your opponent just bought this card that's worth no points but has completed a set of 4 red and 4 green cards, so this noble person really likes their shiny gems and has decided to gift them with an additional 3 points and now they've won the game? Oh, for God's sake. Here's what I like. Splendor is a quick puzzle with lots of ways to screw with your opponents. It doesn't outstay its welcome at only 30 minutes, and you could very easily play twice in a row. The game only costs £20, and it's a wonderful way to introduce people to board games, because it's quick to teach and quick to play. Games like this can also be a gateway to more complex games later on. I like the production quality. The poker chip style gems are tactile and much more satisfying than pieces of cardboard. There's also a Marvel version, which might appeal more to kids. Here's what I don't like. Newer players might not enjoy playing with more experienced players, because they'll probably lose quite badly, and that might not be fun. The theme is also very pasted on. Apparently the game is about Renaissance merchants racing to grab gems, acquire property and please nobility. But instead all I'm thinking is, if I get 2 more red then I can get that black 5-point card and then I'll win the game. Finally, there's not much more to the game than what I've described. It's addictive, but there aren't any complex mechanisms or direct player interaction. The game doesn't tell any kind of story. But I'm going to keep Splendor. I've played it so much and yet I'm always happy to play it every now and again. I don't mind the lack of theme, it's only 30 minutes and I'm playing it for the puzzle anyway. I like it so much I've even made my own 3D printed case for it. Well, I borrowed someone else's design. Splendor has an expansion, Cities of Splendor, and a new 2-player version called Splendor Duel, neither of which I've played. I think the base game is great as it is. If you like Splendor, then I'd recommend Century Spice Road or Golem Edition, or for something a little bit more complex, try Res Arcana. What do you think of Splendor? Do you find it just as addictive as I do, or do you think it's repetitive and themeless? Let me know in the comments below.